Well, hello there. Welcome, one and all four of you, to the North Pole. Thanks for tuning in tonight. It's nice to see you. Whoa, Santa Live, right here from the North Pole. This is the one chance I get the night before Christmas, when I get to just sort of relax, just sort of kick back. I have my energy drink, and I do a little carbo loading just to get ready for my big day. Now, the night before Christmas is a big day around here. I spend all day checking the nice and the naughty list, and by now you should know what list you're on. But let's see, we'll be together for an hour or so tonight and see if you can change my mind. Because, you can comment on the page there, and Mrs. Santa is handling all that. All the elves, they're all busy tonight. Even the IT elves were busy. So they left me and Mrs. Claus here in Santa Central to take care of the show tonight. And I think we'll have some fun. We're going to talk a little bit about Uncle Eddie Television. I know this is a brand new concept to a lot of you there. UETV is what he calls it. He's my pal. Oh, look at that! It's got a little bug down there, a little UETV bug. That's pretty big time. Well, you know what it is. When my friend Uncle Eddie was a little boy, you'd always find him off somewhere playing. He'd grab a tennis racket and pretend he was a rock star, or a hairbrush and pretend he was a rock star or something, And he'd have little talk shows in his basement, and he'd have guests on and do impressions of those guests. And he'd have a lot of fun. And he really enjoyed it when he was young. And so he grew up to be an actor, as some of you know. And he's still doing that, except now his toys are not tennis rackets and hairbrushes, but it's iPhones and iPads and all kinds of the technology that all you kids out there know how to use better than I do, I'll tell you that. So he's had the idea for Uncle Eddie Television, UETV. And where you'll find that, we'll put up a link to that a little bit later. No regularly scheduled programming, just kind of as programs get made, they will go up there. So it's not really a destination for your binging television pleasure. But you can watch episodes, and I wanted to introduce you tonight to some of Uncle Eddie's friends and some of the folks that are going to be on Uncle Eddie Television. There's one fella, his name is Charlie Giggles, and his show is it's called the what's it called? It's called the It's called the Old Time Movie Palace, is what that is. And well, here, we'll let him tell you about it. Howdy, folks. It's your old pal Charlie Giggles. You might remember me from the old comedy team with my partner Harry Shitz. We made some pretty funny movies back in the day, like Not on My Dime and Not on My Watch, our horror film, Not on My Grave, and our educational film for children, Don't Touch Me There. Well, today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm over here on Uncle Eddie Television. That's right, UETV. And I'm the host of the Old Time Movie Palace. I invite you to join us for the best in classic movies and cinematic entertainment. We show movies like they did in the good old days. Every episode has a cartoon, a newsreel, an action-adventure serial, and a feature film guaranteed to entertain, just like back in the golden days of the great movie palaces. So join us for the Old Time Movie Palace right here on UETV, Uncle Eddie Television. Oh, and happy holidays from our family to yours. So that's Uncle Eddie's pal, Charlie Giggles. He was an old comedy movie fella, and he plays some great not commercials, but, cartoons and serials and stuff. You'll see in the chat room, Zsa Zsa Schwartz. That's, of course, Mrs. Santa's maiden name.
It's Mrs. Santa.
Who? Oh, is it Mrs. Santa? Oh, did you get your page working there?
Honey, I got my little page working.
Good for you. So you can chat with Mrs. Santa down there in the chat room. And who's watching, honey?
Well, darling, Mary Beth Asher in Wisconsin is watching.
Oh, she found us. She was having trouble finding us.
She did. And Colin Hadanka is watching with his child Nicole, his little girl. And
Nicole?
I didn't know he had a little girl, but you did.
Well, hello there, Nicole. I'm so glad you got to tune in.
Christy Paxton is watching.
Christy, nice to see you, Christy. Are you from, are you a well-known midwife from Colorado, I think it is.
Joseph Bauman is on with Charlotte and Victoria.
Charlotte and Victoria. Now, they've been very good this year. I know that for sure. If you got a question you want to ask Santa girls, you can just have Mom and Dad type it in the screen there, and Mrs. Santa will read it off to me.
Well, Christy wants to know if she's on the naughty or nice list, and I asked her if she wanted to be surprised on Christmas morning, but she wants to know.
She wants to know.
She's the midwife.
Well, Christy. Oh, that Christy. Oh, well, she's so good. She's on the almost best list. Because she does so much good bringing little people into this world. She's a midwife. Don't know if you folks know what that is, but that's a lady who helps ladies have babies. And that's a very noble, very old profession. It's not the oldest profession. That would be acting, I think. But it's a noble profession. Indeed. And so she makes a nice list every year. Even with that trip to Las Vegas she made this year, she's still on the nice list. So anybody who's got questions, go ahead and type them in there, and Mrs. Santa will read them off to me, and we'll go ahead. I'll show you another fella now. Now this fella, interesting, his name is Dusty Trails. And his show is called the Dusty's Saloon and Movie Parlor. And he'll explain why it's a movie parlor in a minute. And if you notice a little resemblance, almost a family resemblance between him and Charlie Giggles, that's because they're twin brothers. I'm telling you. Howdy there, folks. It's your old pal Dusty Trails here at Dusty's Saloon and Movie Parlor. Of course, we used to call it Dusty's Saloon and Movie Palace, but that knucklehead brother of mine stole the word palace for his rickety old movie house downtown, so I'm had to change it to parlor. But what can you do with a brother like that? That Charlie giggles. He thinks he's so fancy with all his cartoons and serials and newsreels. Hey, anybody can do that. Here, take a look at this
Cartoon. Here's your cartoon right here. What's this? Oh, it's Cartoon John Wayne. Oh, it's a zombie clown. He shoots him and he's dead. There's your cartoon. That's all, folks. There's your cartoon. You want a newsreel? I got a newsreel for you. Here comes the news. Here comes the news. In the news from Hollywood. Cartoon John Wayne kills zombie clown. That is the news. The news marches on. You want a serial with an exciting cliffhanger ending? All right, I got that for you. Cartoon John Wayne in the Zombie Killer, Episode 1, Zombie Clown. Here we go. Here. Ooh, what's this? It's John Wayne, Cartoon John Wayne. Oh, it's a scary zombie clown. He shoots him and he's dead. But is he? Dun dun dun. To be continued. There's your cliffhanger. You want short subject? Here we go. Doom da doom da doom da doom da. He walked by day, starring Cartoon John Wayne. Doom. What's that? Oh, it's Cartoon John Wayne. What's this? Oh, it's a scary zombie clown, and he shoots him, and he's dead. Oh, but is he? Oh, he gives him a headshot. Yes, he's dead. Cartoon Abe Lincoln comes in and gives John Wayne a medal for killing the zombie clown. The end.
Now, you see there? I can do it just as well as he can. And our features feature great cowboy entertainment like Roy Rogers and Gene Autry and the Duke himself, John Wayne. So just tune in to us here at Dusty's Saloon and Movie Palace. Dagnabbit. Dusty's Saloon and Movie Parlor. Join me, your pal Dusty Trails, and my old sidekick, Pecos Pete, right here. Hey, say hi to the folks there, Pete. All right, now that was just rude. Sorry, folks. He's just really ornery. Oh, and happy holidays to all you folks out there.
That Dusty Trails, I'll tell you. That Uncle Eddie, I'll tell you, sometimes it kind of feels like he's still down there in that basement, making up little stories to amuse himself. I tell you. Oh, I need a little more carbo loading here.
Well,
Also, what's that?
well, I'm sorry, darling. We have some more people that want to say hi to you.
Oh, who wants to say hello?
Well, William Gutierrez has Ava and William there. And they're
Ava
saying hi.
and who?
William.
Ava and William. Merry Christmas.
Uh-huh. And Chrissy wanted you to know she really likes Dusty.
Oh, well, there you go. You know, he's kind of a Western fella, and them rugged types.
And Mary Beth wants you to know that where she lives, which is Shuring, I think it's pronounced, Wisconsin, she's on the 45th parallel, and that's halfway exactly to the North Pole.
Well, there you go. She's halfway there already.
Well, hello to Chris Bell. How are things down there in Houston?
Chris Bell. Now, he is the younger brother of Uncle Eddie Bell. You all know that. And Chris has had a little physical thing going on recently, and so everybody keep a good thought for him, and he'll heal up real nice. He's got two girls. That's Natalie and Sarah Jane. They're kind of grown up, but Santa Claus still takes care of them, you know.
Pauline Bauman wants to know what your favorite cookie is. I think she might be baking.
My favorite cookie? Well, I'll tell you. Grandma Claus used to make what we call wrinkle face cookies. And it's kind of a ginger snap,
and it's not really a snap, and it's one of them dry kind of things. It's kind of crunchy, but it's called wrinkle face because when it cooks up, it's got wrinkles all over the top of it. So it's ginger and butter and unsalted butter and sugar and flour. And it's good. Just look it up. Look it up for ginger cookies out there on the internet. You'll find it. I love those. I love dipping them in the milk and sucking the milk out of them. That's good eating. I don't care who you are. I'm just still working on my little gingerbread man. Oh, now he's a ginger girl.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
Santa.
I'm kidding.
Chrissy wants to know if you want milk or something a little stronger.
Oh, well now, little couple fingers or something right next to the milk is always good. Little something from Kentucky. Don't know if Daryl Swinford is out there, but Daryl's a buddy of Uncle Eddie's from Lexington, Kentucky, where they make that good old bourbon out there. So that's good stuff. Yeah. That right next to the cookies rounds out the evening, if you know what I'm talking about. So tomorrow is actually the day when I sit down and really take a really good look at the naughty and nice list. So you still got about 12 hours to change my mind. So you may want to get busy. Doing good deeds.
Chrissy's got to make you some cookies and leave them out for your visit.
Oh, good for you. Thank you very much. I eat a lot of cookies on Christmas night, but that's okay because it keeps me right and jolly. Keeps me good and jolly. Although I got to tell you, Mrs. Claus makes mighty good cookies.
Oh, Santa, don't make me blush. I guess your Uncle Eddie's brother's wife, Linda's making some cookies now, too.
Oh, I bet Linda makes a mean wrinkle-faced cookie. Plus, she uses them Texas pecans in cookies, I bet, too.
Mm-mm.
That's good stuff. That's good. Do they make barbecue cookies? I don't know. Is that a Texas thing? They brand them. Yeah. Who else we got here? Oh, let's see. We saw you met Dusty, and you met his buddy Pecos Pete. I don't think you have met Dr. Festus Futilli. Let's see if we can find Dr. Futilli here. Good evening. I am Dr. Festus P. Futilli. I'm aware that it's spelled strangely, but that's the way we pronounce it in the old country. Festus P. Futilli. And I am the host of the movie Madhouse. Quiet, Wilhelm. I invite you to join me for movies of mayhem, monsters, mysterious moments, and scientists who are not mad, merely sanity challenged. Join me, won't you, here on UETV Uncle Eddie Television? Quiet, Wilhelm. And happy horror days. Okay, he's kind of spooky. He's kind of a spooky doctor. I don't know how healthy he's gonna make you. So who's watching now, Mrs. Claus?
Well, Mary Beth wanted to let you know that it's already Christmas Eve in Australia.
Oh!
And you have cousins Pat and Poppy over there. They're expecting you, she says, very, very soon.
Well, the time moves in mysterious ways. I don't know how many of you folks know exactly how how my sleigh works. A lot of you don't know that my sleigh is actually a time machine. Did you know that?
I didn't.
It is. Yeah. What it does is, at midnight on Christmas Eve, just as soon as it turns to Christmas, I set it for the first house that I go to, and it takes me there. And then I spend as much time as I need to lay everything out nice, have a little milk, little cookies. Then I get back in the sleigh, and I reset the time machine for a minute before I landed. So I go to the next house, and I'm basically using the same time to bring their presents, right? So I only do that about 8 million times. And of course, it would be silly to try to believe it all happens in 1 minute. It actually takes about 3 hours to do the whole 8 million households in the world. But then I'm back, along about 3 o'clock in the morning, and have a little hot toddy, just to warm up the old bones. And I've got a little toddy here. Let me try my here. There we go. This is an Irish hot toddy. And the way you make those is you take a little sugar and you put it in the bottom of a glass. And you take a little hot water and you pour it in the bottom of the glass. Then you throw in a little Irish whiskey. Oh, that's the good stuff. Then you take yourself an orange, right? And you cut it into slices. You take one slice, you take cloves, and you put those in the orange. And then you drop the orange in there, give it a little stir. And that's a really, really tasty hot toddy. Really tasty. Of course, you don't really need the cloves. You don't really need that, no. Don't really need the orange either. Water, sugar, optional. Whiskey, that's what you want.
Oh, Santa, you're so silly.
How do you think I keep my nose like a cherry and my cheeks all rosy?
Well, we have a couple of requests here for you.
Oh, what's their request?
Colin wants to know if you're going to bring him a new mattress for his back before he needs surgery, like Brother Chris. And Chrissy wants to know if you've ever been caught by the little kids when you're over there after you've come down the chimney and have left those toys.
Got cookie crumbs in my beard.
I know, I see that. They're
Sorry
so
about that, folks.
William wants to know if he's going to get his mermaid toy, and Ava wants to know if she's getting her teacups. What do you think?
Well, here's the thing. I can't tell you what I'm going to bring you. I know what you asked for, and I know if you've been good, because, I see you when you're sleeping, and I know when you're awake. Know if you've been bad or good. So the question is, do you deserve your teacups and your mattress and your mermaid toy? Think about that. If you've been good and you deserve them, you just might find them under the tree tomorrow. If you don't, then you know why. You got to be a good boy, got to be a good girl. Got to listen to your mom and dad. Got to listen to your teachers, and do your tasks around the house. Do your chores. Say your prayers at night. That's how you get your toys. You behave yourself. You stay on this side of what they call the law. And here's another fella. He's got a show. It's called Gumshoe Theater, and it's about people that don't stay within the law. Let's see if we can find Gumshoe Theater here.
Come on in and take a load off. I'm Johnny Dollar, P.I. I'm the host of Gumshoe Cinema here on UETV, Uncle Eddie Television. Gumshoe Cinema, where we play the best in detective movies and film noir. You know, a PI never has a Merry Christmas. Nah. We're usually on stakeout somewhere, sitting in our car, eating cold French fries and drinking cold coffee out of a thermos, till you're so full that you gotta pee it back into the thermos. Or maybe we're in the office filling out expense reports and rinsing out our thermos. But anyway, I want you to have a Merry Christmas. And I want you to keep it merry for everybody else, too. Don't drink and drive. Don't be a sap. Yeah. And join me in the new year on Gumshoe Cinema with your host, Johnny Dollar, P.I.
Gumshoe Cinema is brought to you by Guzzler's Rye. When you're drinking, drink Guzzlers.
Coming soon. It's late night cocktails and conversation with everyone's favorite diva of the diner, Aunt Olive. Join us for drinks and dish, booze and banter, and movies, movies, movies. It's Aunt Olive's TV Movie Diner. Coming soon.
Boy, that Aunt Olive. It's what we used to call a handsome woman. I'm going to make sure to tune into that one. See that one. But that Johnny Dollar, kids, you got to be careful. Don't be smoking. Don't smoke. That's not good. Don't drink and drive. Don't smoke. Of course, you kids, you don't drink anyway, and you don't drive, and you don't smoke. Don't start. Don't any of that stuff, because that's the wrong road to take. So who's watching now? Who's new?
Well, nobody knew, but Chris says that he was very good this year. He didn't have one arrest. Does your book say that Chris has been arrested before?
My book does mention a bit of run-ins with the law. Yeah, he hung with a bad crowd when he was a youngster, and but he's over that now.
Well, I asked him if he did many good deeds for others. He has not responded yet. But Christy has a concern.
What's Christy's concern?
She wants to know if you will be able to get through her home security system. What happens with those?
Oh, no problem at all. I'm like a ninja. I move like the wind. I'm a shadow. I'm a rumor. No, I have no problem with those. Once in a while, the dog will go, but he won't bark, because he thinks he sees something, but he's not sure, because I'm just that fast. Because, I'm moving, trim, which is why I, carbo load before Christmas Eve. And all them cookies on Christmas, they keep me moving nice and fast.
Slipping and a slide.
Don't know what it is about cookies, ladies and gentlemen, but something magical about cookies. Christmas time.
Did I mention that Colin wanted a new bed before his back goes?
He did. He said his back was giving him problems and he needed a new mattress. I think we can look into that. I think we can definitely... Also, yoga. I understand yoga is very good for a bad back. You got to do it carefully, as Uncle Eddie's mother would make him say.
Mary Beth wants to let you know that her grandma used to say, be good and don't be bad. She wants to know if that's what you mean when you're saying kids should be good and they're not bad. All right. Very good. Very good.
In German, good is gut.
Gut.
And broke is krank. And confused is kerfludget, I think, is the old German words. The old country. They've got some mighty interesting beliefs there. The holly and the ivy that we have out here at Christmas, they would bring those in during the winter because they're green out there in the forest, just like the mistletoe. And they'd bring them into the house to bring a little of summer into the house to celebrate in the cold, cold winter. And in this world where things are getting colder and colder all the time, a little greenery in the house perks everything up. Nice little house plant. We have mistletoe above our front door all year long because, you can always use a little smooch.
Hey, Christy wants to know which country gives out the best cookies.
Ooh, now that's a tough one. That's a tough one. Of course, in France, it's mostly pastry. Germany has the kringle, and the Scandinavians have the kringle. That's mighty tasty. America has the most different variety of cookies, and the Italian people, they put out them little amaretto cookies, them little made out of amaretto, I guess. I don't know. You know who I'd have to ask? I'd have to ask Uncle Eddie's buddy, Big Tiny Little Tony. Let's see if he's ready to tell you about his show.
Hey, folks, welcome to my Hollywood movie hideout. I am Big Tiny Little Tony, and that's my buddy Rocco back there. He's a little shy. Welcome to the Hollywood movie hideout, where we play family movies. That's right, movies about the family. My family. Or as we say in Italy, La Nostra Familia, if you know what I mean. But I invite you to join me and my pal Rocco. Hey, Rocco, get on up here.
No.
Get on up here and talk to the folks.
No.
Come on.
Jeez.
He's a little shy. Anyway, in Italy, at Christmas time, we say Buon Natale, which means what? Tell them what it means.
I ain't saying nothing.
Tell them what it means.
I ain't no stool pigeon.
I don't mean to point out the obvious, but you are a pigeon on a stool.
Not funny.
Tell them what it means, Buon Natale.
Means Merry Christmas.
Yeah, it means Merry Christmas. We also say Kaima tua mama. Tell them what it means.
Means call your mother.
Yeah, it means call your mother. I mean, she brought you into this earth, into this world. The least you could do is give her a call, you lazy bum. Anyway, join us here on UETV, Uncle Eddie Television, in this new year coming up here for the Hollywood Movie Hideout. Don't tell nobody else where it is. Just come and see us. Or else. Oh, and Merry Christmas, of course. Buon Natale.
So he didn't say what kind of cookies they live on, but they're the great little amaretto cookies, and they get a little espresso, That helps me get through the evening too. It kind of keeps the energy up. So where is Uncle Eddie TV? Where are you going to find Uncle Eddie Television? Well, that's a good question. In this world of the YouTubes and the Periscopes and all of that stuff, the Instagrams, it changes so fast. It's hard to find one home for something like Uncle Eddie Television. So what we did, Uncle Eddie, and he helped me with it, and I helped him, and we consulted, and all of the hosts got together, and we found a spot. The good old Uncle Eddie, he came through again. He's got eebell.net, right? And if you put in eebell.net/UETV, you will come to the place where the station is. When there are new shows, they'll be up on there. There's not much there right now. It's mostly under construction. But in the future, there will be more and more shows, and we hope you enjoy it. They will premiere at one time, and we can all get together and chat about them, and then they'll be up for replays, for a long time. So that's kind of the way this sort of internet TV works, I guess. There's some new things coming, as you saw, that Aunt Olive is coming up. That should be an interesting show. There's also a new cartoon show called Cartoon Junction, and I think we get to watch that tonight. And not only do we get to watch, but I think we get a cartoon. How about that? Let me see here. Is this it? I don't know. Might be. It might be. Hang on. Here we go. Go away.
Hey, it's me, Alligator. Yo, buddy from the bayou, Allie G. Ha, ha, ha. I was born in New Orleans, and then I was stuffed into a suitcase, and then I traveled up here to New York City, and when I got so big, too big for the bathtub, they done whoosh, flush me down the toilet. But that's okay. New York sewers are the finest sewers in the world. And I know that because I got friends in sewers all over the world. And we're going to visit them too. We're going to go to Paris, visit the sewers there. We're going to go to New Orleans, going to visit sewers there. I got family down there, not just friends. So we're going to watch a lot of cartoons here on Cartoon Junction. And I hope you enjoy it right here on UETV, Uncle Eddie Television. And we're going to see a cartoon today. And since it's Christmas time, we're going to see a Christmas cartoon with our old pal, Uncle Grampy. Ha, 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 ha. See you later. Bye-bye.
Teddy bear. Teddy
Christmas comes but once a year, now it's here, bringing lots of joy and cheer. Tra-la-la-la-la. There is a Santa Claus. Christmas comes but once a year, now it's here, bringing lots of joy and cheer. Tra-la-la-la-la. Oh! What's the matter in here, I wonder? Looks like a pretty gloomy Christmas for those poor kids. What can I do? Let me think. Huh? Ah! Oh, no. Hooray! I've got it! here, now it's here, now it's here, bringing lots of joy and cheer. La 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 la. Yippee, a magic car. Why? Because there is a magic car. Bringing lots of wonder here, now it's here, now it's here, bringing lots of joy and cheer.
Oh, that Uncle Grampy, he a nice man, helping out all them orphans. Well, folks, hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you enjoyed the other movies we're going to show you later on next year here on UETV. Just tune in to Cartoon Junction with me, your old Bayou buddy, Alligator. Till then, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and bye-bye!
Well, how about that? That's a new character. It's the alligator, all the way from the Bayou country. That's great. Glad to have him with us on UETV, Uncle Eddie Television. Now, that again, to find that, it's at eebell.net/UETV. eebell.net is where you can go for Ed Bell's, Uncle Eddie Bell, Bell's news about his acting career, which I'm happy to say he told me he's doing a role in a new series, one episode of a series on Netflix next January, after the first of the year. And of course, he's on Netflix now in that Ballad of Buster Scruggs, playing a piano player in a country western thing there. So, hey, I just found out on here I can read what you're typing too. I just found that out.
Well, yay.
Yeah. So I know that Colin's in there, and they need a coach in Green Bay. I'll have to look into that. I'm not much of a sports kind of guy, but I'll see what we're doing. Nicole is watching. She's sleeping, though. Well, she's watching. She's sleeping. Well, give her a little kiss. Good night for all of us, because she needs visions of sugar plums. You know, that's good, too. That's good, too. Well, there's one other character I need to introduce y'all to. He's been around for a long time. He's been doing his show for many, many years, and somehow I think maybe that's wearing on him just a little bit. But let us see what we can do. See if we can say hello to Ranger Ray Rayner.
I'm telling you, we are going to get sued for that opening. You know that, don't you? All right, let's get this damn thing over with. God. Hi there, Space Rangers. Hi, Ranger Ray. Jesus. Can't we get a new recording of that? 32 years. It cuts through my brain like a knife, you know. Anyway. Well, happy holidays from Ranger Ray and Space Movie Patrol here. And from our sponsor, You Betcha Chocolatey Syrup. Play the commercial.
Are you kids ready to blast off?
You betcha, Ranger Ray.
Oh, I'd like to blast him.
And evidently next year we're adding a new sponsor. It's a brand new dried plum flavored breakfast drink called Prune Tang. Really? That's what they're calling it? Nobody sees anything wrong with that. Prune Tang. That's... Oh, God. Anyway, join me next year here on Uncle Eddie TV, Uncle Eddie Television, whatever the damn thing is I'll be playing the same space movie crap I've been playing for the last 32 years. So, come on in and see us. I don't care either way. That's enough, huh? What? Oh, yeah, Merry Christmas.
Ooh. Ray, he's always been on the naughty list. He just doesn't have a good attitude. That's what you need, ladies and gentlemen. You need a good attitude in this world. You need to think positive. You know, I've lucky in my life to have Mrs. Santa Claus to keep me all happy and joyful. Whether I want to be happy or joyful or not. But
What you love about me, darling.
it is indeed. Well, I want to thank you all for tuning in. It's been a very fun hour here. To everybody down in Texas, bless y'all. Everybody else across the globe, wherever you are, wherever you tuned in from. Chrissy, nice Chrissy down in Texas. Christy up in Colorado, I believe it is. Bless y'all for tuning in. Colin, you too, you little ones, all the little ones out there. And if they aren't asleep, I'll tell you what we'll do. Get them ready for bed. Get their little pajamas on. I'll put on my nightcap here. Hang on, let me switch my glasses. One little last bite of cookie. There you go. There you go. Now I got my sleeping cap on. And now, for all the little ones, and all the big little ones, I'd like to read The Night Before Christmas. Now, this is the night before the night before. No, this is the night before. It was the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were all nestled, all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief, and I in my cap, had just settled down for a long winter's nap, when out on the lawn there arose such a clatter. I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw open the sash. The moon on the breast of the new-fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below. When what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer, with a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer, now Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner, on Blitzen. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As dry leaves that before a wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with a sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each tiny hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up in a bow, and the beard of his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke, it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him, in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying a finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night. Well, that brings us to the end of our night tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Tune in again on Christmas Eve at eebell.net, UETV, Uncle Eddie Television, and we will present for you A Christmas Carol by Mr. Charles Dickens. Uncle Eddie and some of his friends performed it at the Red Leprechaun restaurant a couple days ago, and I will have him make sure to edit it nice and neat for you all, and have it all ready to prepare and send out on Christmas Eve, probably about 7 o'clock. Oh, I'm sorry, Christmas Day. Christmas Day, because tomorrow's
Yes.
Christmas Eve.
Yes, it is already.
Already?
So much work still to do.
So much work to do.
Oh, my goodness.
So much work to do. I'll tell you. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, from Santa here up at the North Pole, I would like to say thank you so much for tuning in. It's been such a joy. God bless you all, and to all, a good night.